A typically fiery innings from the Surrey skipper Rory Hamilton-Brown put the Division 1 new boys on top at the halfway stage of their opening fixture against Sussex at the Kia Oval. Sussex resumed their first innings on the second morning on 105 for 5, trailing by 159 runs, and they soon found themselves in big trouble when Ben Brown clipped a leg side delivery from Chris Jordan straight to Mark Ramprakash in the morning's third over. He was quickly followed by Navid Arif as Jordan struck again. The ball just clipped the glove on its way through to Rory Burns. It looked as if Sussex were going to be blown away when Stuart Meaker joined in the fun, Amjad Khan using the wrong side of the bat to guide the ball to Tom Maynard. A big first innings deficit was on the cards, with Sussex slipping to 122 for 8, but thankfully for them they still had Joe Gatting at the crease. Resuming on 15, he looked in good touch, sharing in a ninth wicket stand of 45 with James Anyon. Anyon's contribution to that was a useful 20. A bit of pace and bounce from Jade Dernbach did for him, however, as he could only fend this ball to Jordan at mid-wicket. Gatting's innings was crucial in keeping his side in touch with their hosts, and he went to his deserved half-century in style by planting Gareth Batty over the ropes. He'd also struck 6 fours. With Lewis Hatchett clinging on at the other end, Gatting had licence to play his shots, and he did that to good effect, as he and the number 11 put on a further 29 runs for the last wicket. Gatting, playing the Maynard role from day one, was left high and dry on 72 when Hatchett tried to squeeze a second run off the last ball of Dernbach's over, but was run out by Meaker's throw. Sussex had been dismissed for 196 to trail by 68 runs on first innings. Jordan and Jacques Rudolph, who avoided a pair on his Surrey debut, then added to that advantage with an opening stand of 28, a partnership dominated by the South African, who has more than 15,000 runs under his belt in the first-class game, many of which have been scored in county cricket. His wicket then is always a priceless one, and so when he drove Anyon to Gatting on 21, it was a good moment for Sussex. Jordan is the latest player to be given a chance at the top of the Surrey batting order, and this shot proved his value. It carried all the way for 6. He and Ramprakash were keeping their foot on the throats of Sussex until the latter ran himself out, searching for a quick single to Khan at mid-on. It started a mini collapse which restored parity in the game. Jordan on 20 went to the next over as he let his back foot slip out of the crease to be well stumped by Brown. And a third wicket fell in the space of 9 balls when Xander de Bruyne edged Anyon, easily the pick of the Sussex attack, to Michael Yardy to leave Surrey on 55 for 4, their lead standing at 123. Years ago, sides from here would have got their heads down and battled for survival, but that is not Surrey's way, and certainly not Hamilton-Brown's. He was soon on the attack, and it was a policy which worked perfectly for his team. He was soon dealing almost exclusively in boundaries as he began to take the game away from the opposition again. Maynard, as he'd done on the previous day, showed what a player he is becoming. Less aggressive this time than his captain, he was still able to reel off shots such as this. Hamilton-Brown wasted no time in getting to his 50, made from just 44 balls, 8 of which he hammered to the fence, as well as hitting one shot over it. He was given limited opportunities as a youngster at Sussex, at least in the 4-day game, but he has developed really well as a batsman since returning to Surrey as skipper, and he continued to prosper here. In quick time, he and Maynard had added 100 for the 5th wicket, a partnership which had put Surrey right back in the box seat. Maynard made 86 not out in Surrey's first innings, and he again looked a class act in the second dig. He appears to have plenty of time to play his shots, the signs of a very good batsman. Had these two gone on for much longer, then this match would have already been well beyond Sussex, with Hamilton-Brown playing as well as anybody has in the game thus far. This was arguably the pick of his shots, a thumping pull for 6 off the pace of Anyon. A century looked on the cards for the Surrey captain, but he lives by the sword and sometimes dies by it. Another attempted pull was skied to mid-wicket, where Murray Goodwin off-screen took a super catch. Hamilton Brown was gone for 89, but he had added 136 in 27.5 overs with Maynard. His dismissal, though, did just let Sussex back in. Maynard on 47 was bowled by Anion on the drive at 206 for 6. Gareth Batty followed 2 balls later, giving Yardy a catch off a ball he tried to leave alone, while Burns miscued a drive off a reef to Luke Wells at 210 for 8, the lead now 278. However, knowing that lead was formidable but not match-winning, Mika and John Lewis got together and battled to add a further 40 runs for the 9th wicket before bad light brought an end to the day early in spite of the floodlights. So Surrey will resume on day 3 on 250 for 8, 318 runs ahead as they look to close in on their first championship victory in the top flight since 2007. They're well placed to do so at the halfway stage of this exciting match.